All right. Give everyone a few minutes to come back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. All right. All right, fellas. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I didn't drive and text in a customer's driveway heading out. All right, Stephen. Appreciate it. There's the link if you can try to join again, Jonathan. Let's see how it goes from there. Good, Mario. Welcome to the stream. Having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. I've dropped the link. A couple of people tried to join, and Jonathan had it kicking into yesterday's preseason review, and Sean said he couldn't come on. And I see Sean, so we will add him to the stage. There you go. Don't know what happened. That's odd. StreamYard's having some issues today.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on because it was the same thing that Jonathan said happened with me. So.
All right, so talk to me about yesterday's game against the Royals. How you feeling? What you thinking?
Well, I'm feeling great. I mean, that game was awesome. I mean, I got to tip my cap to Cookie Carrasco because, I mean, he gave us 5 solid innings, kept them back, kept the Royals chasing, which they rarely do. But then we got to Lugo. I mean, albeit it was a left-handed bats, Jazz and
Hey, John.
Trent and Rice and Wells all homered, but they were solo shots. But we played a great game. We played sound baseball, except for toward the end when we had chances to tack on extra runs after the Goldschmidt double. And, we failed the situational hitting there.
Yes, we did. Morning, Cold Italian Pizza. How's it going, brother? Uh, Actually, the thing that impressed me in the game, Cookie definitely impressed me with the movement on his breaking stuff and his ability to keep the Royals off his pitches. I mean, hell, the Yankees only gave up 2 hits yesterday, and both of them were to Bobby Witt. Uh, but Jason Dominguez's outfield play yesterday was better than he's looked all season in the outfield. I'm not exactly sure uh, why uh, why they pulled him. He'd been doing a good job. He's
I don't.
taken solid routes to the ball. Uh, he does look goofy catching
Yeah.
it, but he's there to catch it. So
Hey, especially that leaping one.
yep. It it started him off in the right frame, and he kept on trucking there. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just think that Boone already had his mindset on putting
How's
Bellinger
it
in
going,
later
niggers?
in the game.
Hello.
How you niggers doing?
Yeah, you're out of here.
I guess you're getting some bots now.
Don't know who that
But
was.
yeah, one of those troll bots, I think.
Yeah, he's Aaron Woodward is gone, booted. Don't use that
Yep.
kind of racial epithets. Unacceptable. And as everyone knows here, we are not uh, divisive against other players, or other people in the stream. We support everyone's opinion. I just don't do talking points. If you do talking points, I'm going to challenge you on it, and we will have a discussion. But I will not ban you for a difference of opinions. Uh, but like I was saying, Jason Dominguez is uh, performance in left field was the best I've seen this season. Uh, Ended up taking a walk in the game. Struck out once. He was 0 for 2. So, nothing spectacular at the plate. But like I said, we've been talking about his defense all season long, even into the spring training and back to last year. So hats off to him. Uh, the other thing, the Yankees added 4 home runs to their total, all singles yesterday, and that is not sustainable. We have got to get guys
No.
hitting consistently. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, because right now, to the point, you got Goldschmidt and Judge leading the team in batting average. Both of them are like, high threes. And then there's a fall off, a big fall off to like Goldschmidt and others around 200. It's like, or some others, and it's like we gotta be more.
Goldschmidt
It
is
can't just be Judge and Goldie all season long carrying the team, because that's just gonna wear down.
that
Judge.
is definitely true. Bring up a comment from Cold Italian Pizza. The Martian outfield play is getting better all the time. Agreed.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what. If you looked around Yankee universe, uh, there are a lot of people that that want to make wholesale changes to the team, from trading Dominguez off to Seattle for George Kirby, starting pitcher who is high caliber, but don't really see the need to trade him. I think he is part of the future. We've seen the cries for bringing Nolan Arenado on board. He started out great in St. Louis. He had a bad spring training, but he's looking good. How long is it? How long is his performance sustainable?
That's
Is he going to last the first half of the season and crap out in the second half when we need him? Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah. No, and then to your point, with Arenado, he's got that no trade clause, which you would have to waive in order to facilitate a trade. And then also, with Arenado, he's an older player, and yeah, you don't know, is he gonna go back to what it was like last season, or is he gonna fully sustain a bounce back season? Now, he's a great player, great glove, but you don't know.
All right, I'm going to bring up a comment from.
Be like. Go ahead.
Bring up a comment from FJ. God damn it. The Royals announcers called Jazz and Grisham's the only legit home runs. For some reason, the short porch issue has risen again. Well, you know what? They can freaking kick rocks. They play in the same stadium as we do. They had the same opportunity to hit the same type of home runs. They just didn't put the bat on the ball. Yankee pitching did well, and they can whine all they want.
Yeah, and then here's the other thing. When you talk about ballparks and their different dimensions, does that mean that a pesky pole homer or a green monster homer is not legit because it's Fenway Park?
Here's another one for you. In the San Francisco game, Judge flew out deep to right center field. That home run, or that flyout was a home run in 16 other Major League Baseball parks. But you don't see us whining about it. Morning, Real Bill. Pete, welcome. You play in the parks you play in.
Yeah. People don't complain about the ball getting caught in the ivy on the wall in Wrigley Field when the home runs in.
And I'll tell you the place that I freaking can't. I've seen a few ball games there because my wife's family is from Lawrence, Mass, just outside of Boston, and I've been to Fenway quite a few times. I hate that freaking green monster. Verdugo came to us last season via the trade, and everyone expected him to be the doubles monster that he was in Boston. Well, if you look at Verdugo's doubles, 3/4 of them are bounced off that damn wall. Well, you're not going to do that in Yankee Stadium, and hence his production numbers were extremely down.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, every park has their own different dimensions, and they give away, they take away. Even at the Royals Park, whatever the name is again, I keep forgetting. But you got the stupid fountain in center
Kauffman
field.
Stadium.
Yeah, Kauffman Stadium. You got the fountain in center field. There's like dimension. There's an area in the dimensions where it's like you can get a cheap home run.
Comment from Cold Italian Pizza. The Yankees have to find a way to get Grisham in there more often. Every time he plays, he mashes. I think that was a problem that Grish had last year because with Verdugo on the team, he had very, very limited uh, at bats. Uh, he did a lot of his time as the late inning cleanup guy, or would sprint, would give Judge or Soto a break. So he didn't get regular at bats. But this year we're getting him into the lineup with regular consistency, and he's a left-handed hitter. He's going to do well in Yankee Stadium with the way he swings. And when he gets us consistent at bats, what you see is what you got. As far as a lot
Yeah.
of a lot of people with the Soto trade, they were uh, very skeptical on Grisham's ability to play in Yankee Stadium. I knew just from watching him versus the Diamondbacks and some of the other NL West teams that he was an excellent defender, and you could see streaks of where he had pop in his bat, and he played regularly, but he played West Coast in a lot of big parks, and just didn't have the opportunity to mash. Well, you see him here in the AL East, and
Yeah.
he's doing his thing.
And here's the thing: our fourth outfielder could be a starting center field in majority of the other teams.
Well, I
So
believe that he would be a starter on every other team that he's playing on, or
right,
would be playing.
and Boone has this season, unlike last season, where he made more of an effort to this season to put him in, whether it's late inning substitution where we want to have more defense, or
Excuse me.
having him start while we get Belly off, or Judge a DH day, so you're seeing him more often. Last season he got like once every 7 days, 5 days.
Let's see. Real Bill comment. Yesterday, Martian was the man. He made 2 catches that took runs off the scoreboard. That's what we opened up with, Bill, is talking about Dominguez's great outfield play yesterday. He wasn't great at the dish, but it happens.
But I mean, Lugo is. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say because it was hard because Lugo has like a kitchen sink, that he throws at you all like 8 different pitches, and he doesn't have a set pattern, so it is hard for a lot of players to. But we got to him.
Yeah, because he was catching a little bit more hanging stuff across the plate and very hittable pitches. Plus, the boys last night weren't swinging at everything in the planet. We only had, as a team, 6 total strikeouts last night, and Judge had 2 of them. We had a couple of walks. I think that Rice was one of the guys that walked.
Yeah. But also the thing with the Martian.
Go ahead.
Is the Martian. All that back during spring training, he had like quiet behind the scenes training, or he was getting lessons from Bernie Williams on fielding.
Well, that's one of the,
and he's gotten better.
Well, that's one of the beautiful things about Yankees camp is we have so many stoic veterans that help out with the younger guys like Andy Pettit, CC Sabathia. Derek has come out. Bernie has come out. Didi Gregorius came out during the season, or during the
Willie
spring
Randolph
training season. Yeah. So you've got a lot of pedigree with World Series champions, guys that have been there, done that, and done it at a high level for a long period of time. So if you're so damn stubborn and you don't want to listen, then you're a dumbass. That's just you. The
Right.
one thing that I keep seeing flashing for potential signings and trades, and it's starting to piss me off, is Trevor Bauer. Plain and simple. The guy is never going to play Major League Baseball again. He is a garbage pitcher. He was with Arizona, and the reason that the Diamondbacks got rid of him is because he was uncoachable. He had issues on every team that he's been to, plus his antics with harassment on the internet and all the shit he got charged with. The guy is a human waste, and he doesn't get along with Cole, so there's no chance that you want to bring a guy like that in to disrupt our team chemistry. So
No.
please stop begging to sign Trevor Bauer. He's pitching in the Mexican League / in Japan again.
Yeah, and then here's the thing too. On top of that, we have 31 different owners or 32, whatever. They're all a different spectrum, but they all passed on him in his prime, like later on in his prime, when his contract was up with and all that off-field drama was. But that's a sign that the guy's done. His career in the MLB was done.
When he offered to come back to the league for league minimum with no incentives,
Mm-hmm.
nobody took it.
Nobody took it. So
Long and
I mean,
short,
it just tells you.
there are arms that are possibly going to be available. None of them now. Anybody that we see that's going to be available is probably closer to the trade deadline. And I will tell you, personally, I'm very skeptical that the Yankees will trade for a starting pitcher at the deadline. Over the last 2 seasons, the cost of pitching has been enormous, and the Yankee tax is for real. And the first person that you're going to see on the hopper is they're going to ask for either Spencer Jones or George Lombard Jr. And I'm telling you, those guys are part of the Yankee future, and they are not getting moved. So
No.
last year we offered the Brewers a great package for Corbin Burns. Did the Brewers trade him to us? No. They traded him to the O's for a bag of chips and a freaking jelly donut. So they would rather move him for a weaker package because the O's package was significantly less. As a matter of fact, it didn't even include any of their top 15 ball players. So
I mean, everybody loves to pick the best from the Yankees farmhand. But then when
our farm system is rated 28th, but everybody loves us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and but also I like kind of what Cashman's trying to do. He's trying to revamp the way he's doing the roster, and it's not all old people. We're slow or one-dimensional players. We're getting more athletic. We're getting younger. We're getting more of the youth. Bring them up from the farm. So
we do have youth down on the farm that's coming up. We have pitching depth. It's deep in the farm because of the 16 pitchers that we drafted out of the first year player draft. We signed another 19 international free agent pitchers. Most, if not all of them, are sitting at A or high A. I don't think any of them have broken into double A yet. So there are arms coming, and we have traded a lot of arms away on not so great deals.
Right. And then we got plundered in the Rule 5 draft picks by our pitching depth last couple of seasons.
Yep. So pitching depth at the starting spot is all right. I have NFE coming up. We'll bring him up. NFE from the strike zone. Welcome, my brother. How are
What's
you
going
today?
on, guys? Good, good. How are you guys?
Doing
We're
What's up?
doing all
had
right.
had some technical difficulties early. People couldn't join the open panel. Kept kicking them to yesterday's show. So
Interesting.
I ended up rebooting the whole thing and starting over, and folks have been able to come up. So
Okay.
how are you feeling about yesterday's victory over the Royals?
Uh, sorry. Looks like I'm having some technical difficulties on my end. I guess the internet's not cooperating with anybody, but hopefully you guys can hear me. But
Can hear you?
the game against the Royals, we're good.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. So the game against the Royals, it was good. Listen, I was mostly impressed with Carlos Carrasco. The reason why I'm saying him is because I think he pitched a lot better than what a lot of us thought. He pitched 5 really good innings. He only gave up the 1 hit, 1 run. He gave up that solo home run to Bobby Wood Jr. But then after that, it was smooth sailing for him after that. So, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Yankees bats once again, it was just a home run derby, and they went off on Seth Lugo. Uh, yeah, they still need to do a better job of scoring runs on hits, not just relying solely on the long ball. Although I feel like so far this season they've done a better job of doing that. They just need to do more of it because it's like I mentioned on my live stream yesterday during the pregame, the final game in the series against the Giants. Like we know that Rodon, right? Like I'm not trying to go back down that rabbit hole. We know that Rodon is prone to giving up the home run ball. He pitches a good game, but the bats don't necessarily come through, and that's when other teams will make you pay. But luckily, in last night's game, Carrasco did what he was supposed to do. Yankees had a home run. Yankees bats had a home run derby. I mean, there's a few guys that are shining right now. The bullpen came in and shut it down. So with an incomplete team, all I can say is, the Yankees are doing everything that they can. But the Royals game last night was encouraging, especially with Carrasco getting his win. And, I feel like it gives us a little bit more confidence with this team today since, Max Fried's going to take the mound.
We actually have the opportunity to win the series. We've been on a
Mm-hmm.
roller coaster ride this season, and we're facing Michael Wacha, who hasn't done well this season. He's 0-2 and has a mid-4 ERA. Yankees don't have a lot of history hitting against him, but I think that we can be okay. I see a couple of people have jumped in. Hats off to Merck Sosasi and Ray Klickner. Appreciate you guys joining the stream. Thank you for supporting. One of the things that I was impressed with yesterday was the outfield play of Jason Dominguez. He looked better than he has actually since last season playing left field.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting more comfortable. He took good routes. Not sure exactly why Booney pulled him, but pulled him for Goldie, but especially since Goldie's been getting, or not Goldie, Belly, since Belly's been getting the treatments on his back.
I just think that Boone already had his mind set that he was going to bring Bellinger in at some point, probably later in the game. So,
Yeah.
no matter what was going to happen, it was. Go ahead, Anthony.
Oh, no, you go ahead, man. I thought you were done. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because he was talking about it. Boone was saying it earlier that he was looking for ways to probably bring him in later in the game. So you can tell that that's in that mindset. And it would have been, even if, let's say, Dominguez struggled a little bit, he probably would have pulled him in, brought him in sooner. But, you know.
Yeah, I feel like Dominguez looked fantastic in left field yesterday, especially that catch that he made off of Salvador Perez's hit. Because Salvador Perez hit that ball hard. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And Dominguez makes a leaping catch. I'm like, no way, man. I was like, that is awesome. I think he's looking more comfortable out there in left field. I think he's feeling a little bit more confident. I mean, even the guys in the dugout after that inning were we're all giving him some love. It just looks like so it just looks like, Dominguez has a little bit more confidence in himself. But I feel like these defensive replacements, I think it's going to be a thing for a little while. I know Dominguez is looking a lot more comfortable, but I feel as though him being replaced in the outfield is gonna be a thing. But I think the Yankees are just having some nightmares from the past of defense. So I think they're just checking all their P's and Q's, in my opinion. I think that's what it boils down to. But at some point, though, you have to have Dominguez play all 9 innings in left field. You can't keep pulling him out late in the game. But it's Boone's decision, whatever he decides. So, all we can do is support the team.
All right. I'm going to pull up a comment from Real Bill. Can't get a leadoff double and then strand the man. That's happened too many times. Jazz showed a bunt. He missed the bunt and then started swinging away. Small ball wins close games. Agree 100%. Bill, Yankees scored yesterday on 4 solo shots, and we had opportunities to advance runners and pad our lead a bit. It just didn't happen. The situational hitting has improved, but it needs to get better. And honestly, for this team to truly be successful, we're going to need Jazz Chisholm to rein it in and do what he does. Stop swinging for the damn fences, hit the line drives, get on base, and disrupt pitching. Bellinger had a great spring training, but the start to the season, he has been off tilter. We need him to produce. And my buddy Austin Wells, calling great games, but he needs to get it done at the dish. You put those left-handed bats on point, and I can see the Yankees scoring 5 to 6 runs a night.
Yeah. And then, plus, Volpe, just to get a little more consistent at the plate. Stop trying to swing for the fences every time. If Volpe can get to where he just spreads the ball more consistently, all fields, and just make contact, he'd have more consistent, batting and he'd have more production. Just get on.
Volpe is one of those players who is very streaky. When he's hot, he is on fire. When he is not, I don't care what you do. He couldn't hit water if he was sitting in a freaking boat.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is Volpe's prove it year, and I think that he may be feeling a little bit of pressure coming from the
Lombard.
young Lombard Jr. down in minor leagues. He's tearing it up down there. He is definitely a capable glove. So hence, it's time for Anthony to start getting it done at the plate.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is we gotta do more hit and run, and we gotta start bases more. When we have guys like Jazz, Volpe, Dominguez, Bellinger's got some speed, but with a sore back, I mean, I'm not going to be like, hey, yeah, run. We don't need him getting hurt. But yeah, and Grisham, if they guys get on, we do more hit and run and double steals and whatnot. Create pressure, manufacture runs.
And I'm bringing up a comment from Merxo Saucy. I'll say that Goldschmidt has been a blessing to us. The man has proven the people that have said that he was going to be too old, and the other stuff about him being Anthony Rizzo 2.0. Goldschmidt has showed that he is the player that he is. He had a bad first half of the season last year, and Cardinals lost faith in him, and they let him walk. Now my question he had a lot of critics this year coming into the season. What would y'all feel if the Yankees tried to extend him for another season?
I'd be okay with that because, I mean, let's look at the free agent market. You got Pete Alonso, but he'll probably get a long-term deal with the Mets if he keeps raking with the Mets. Vladdy's off the market. And Murakami most likely will end up with the Dodgers or some West Coast team coming from Japan. You know, there's not a whole lot, but at the same time, we don't really have we gotta let Rumfield continue to develop in the minors before we bring him up and let him play every. So I'd be okay with it. Plus, also the thing with Goldschmidt, he provides leadership, quiet stability, leadership, along with Judge and Stan.
All right, so now here's my question to you. What do we do with Ben Rice?
Ben Rice.
So,
Go ahead.
no, go for it. Go for it. I'll give my piece here in a minute.
I was gonna say either he can. I mean, he's our backup first baseman, but if we teach him how to play third, there's our production for third base. He's got the arm, and he can get every day playing time.
So, I like the Goldschmidt signing. I think a lot of you guys have heard me say how much I appreciated how much I liked the signing, and it was an upgrade over. And I know there was a lot of fans out there that were saying that, oh, well, he's too old. I was like, why are they going after these old guys? I'm like, just watch. This guy he's going to hit well. His defense is going to be an upgrade at first base. Is going to be a huge upgrade at first base, and we've already seen that so far this season. In the 16 games played. After this season, do they sign him back? I don't know that they sign him back. I could see them going in a different direction because I feel like when they signed him, if they really wanted him for another year, I feel like they would have given him a 2-year deal because Goldschmidt was looking for like a 2-year deal. I don't think he was wanting to sign for a year, but the market was small for him. But I don't know that the Yankees sign him back after the season. If they did, fine, but I'd rather them go a different direction. It's nothing against. Obviously, I like Paul Goldschmidt. Again, he's done great so far this season. He's one of the best bats, one of the best gloves on the team. But either Ben Rice takes over that role come next season, or Cody Bellinger could easily take over. I know Cody Bellinger has a player option, but I think he will exercise that player option because I know he wants to stay a New York Yankee, so they could easily move him over to first base. And Ben Rice could still potentially, he could still continue being on the team, but if the Yankees want him to get consistent playing time, that's the thing, if he's going to play consistently, because there's no way that they're going to put him at the dish the only time he'll be at the dish is if it's an emergency. So if they need him, if they're in a desperate mode where, God forbid, Austin Wells and JC Escar are both hurt for whatever reason, then you have Ben Rice. But Ben Rice could get. He could still continue playing first base, but if Ben Rice which Ben Rice's name has been brought up in as a potential trade candidate, but the only way you trade him is you got to get good quality pitching back. That's the only way I would ever trade Ben Rice. You have to get good quality pitching back, and it's not just for any pitcher. I'm talking a good starter, because right now he is raking. Ben Rice is raking, and I hope it's not just a temporary stint, but he has been on fire so far. But I don't know. The Yankees have options. They will no doubt look into Murakami. There's no doubt there. I do not think they will look into any of the other first basemen. I mean, they'll check in. They're going to do their due diligence, but they have options. But I could easily see them going in-house too, because we all know Hal's trying to cut down on the payroll. And Hal has stated many times, or not many times, but he has stated that he wants to utilize the farm a little bit more. So we'll see where it goes.
Right now, the 2026 payroll is sitting at $281 million. So we're already over the first two levels of the threshold. So with regard to us making a big signing, I don't see it. A lot of fans are very excited about Tucker becoming a free agent and possibly trying to bring him into the fold. Great defender, solid bat, really good all-around player. I don't see the Yankees dropping a $500 million contract on him.
No.
Yeah. And then real quick, Ken, I wanted to answer Bill's question here, because he's asking who was talking about trading Rice. Can we get a baseball knowledge check? I mean, there's been folks who, I've talked to a couple of people that focus on Yankee prospects. The reason why at the time they were talking about trading Ben Rice and why he could be a candidate is because he's a versatile player. And, right now the Yankees also, they have a lot of catchers in their farm, so that was one of the reasons. But right now, though, I think Ben Rice, though, I think he's always been mentioned as a guy with a good bat, that he's always been mentioned for that. The defense at the dish, not so much, but he also played first base, but the guy could play first base. So, once again, the Yankees have options come after next season, but we got to worry about 2025 first. But Yankees have a puzzle to solve, a good one. I hate to be the decision maker in that front office, but we'll see how it all plays out.
Well, we're certainly going to have needs at the trade deadline that are going to have to be addressed, and honestly, we don't have a lot of bullets to spend, and Ben Rice may be one of them to get enhanced starting pitching. Would it be especially after Giancarlo Stanton comes back? Where is Rice going to get his at bats? Because that they're not going to sit Stanton. And the way that Goldie's raking, you're going to put Goldie on the bench?
Yeah, no way. And I remember there's been a couple of people on social media talking about setting Ben Rice back down. I'm like, that would be a huge disservice to him, man. I was like, I don't think you want to do that to Ben Rice. No. You definitely don't want to do that to Ben Rice. I think they'll move somebody. I mean, Ben Rice, I think, is going to be on that team in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, Jason Custodio, I agree. I don't think that at this point they're going to trade Ben Rice. I know there was talks in the offseason. He is a key bat in the lineup, but like I said, the only way they would ever trade him, I feel like, is if they're getting some good, if they're getting a good quality starter back. That's the only way that I can see them doing something like that. So, But
That would
as of
be
right now, I'm in
it'd be
agreement. He is a key player in the lineup.
yeah, it would have to be like Kirby or even a Scooble type arm, one of those top arms, not like, a 4 or 5 starter.
Oh, no way. I'm not trading for a 4 or 5 starter, but I don't think Kirby or
Well,
Scooble, especially Scooble, those guys, I don't believe they're going anywhere.
well,
No, they're not.
Hmm.
if
I was
if
just using them for
if
example.
if Rice is moved, he has to be for a top flight type pitcher who has controllability. You're not
Hmm.
going to trade Ben Rice on a 1 year deal, or actually fucking 4 month deal, for Dylan Cease or Mike King. Mike King is a
Yeah.
good pitcher, but I'm not pulling that trigger. No
No
way,
way.
no how.
No
No.
way.
So like an
I'm right there with
Alcantara,
you.
3 years.
I'm a little so I like Alcantara, but right now I'm a little hesitant on him because he did just come back from Tommy John, and that whole entire pitching staff was hurt for the Marlins. That the starting rotation was in shambles. If it wasn't for those injuries, that rotation would have been really good for the Marlins. They got some good names in that rotation, but I would kind of I would wait on Alcantara. I mean, maybe that's a name that the Yankees look at the deadline. Who knows? So,
And Bill P brings up the question that's unanswered about Stanton, and he commented that he is not durable.
um, well, we know the story with Giancarlo Stanton, though. I mean, the guy is prone to injuries. We know he's going to get hurt every year. I mean, it's like we're us fans. We're prepared for that. The guy at some point he's going to get hurt, whether it's early on in the season, later on in the season. He's going to miss time. Um, you know, this injury that he has right now is with the tennis elbows. I mean, none of us expected that news, right? We didn't expect that news, but he is out for a little while. It sounds like he's making some progress, according to Aaron Boone. He's starting to do, I guess, some baseball activity, right? So at some point he will be back. They didn't give a timeline, but if I had to guess, and don't hold me to it, this is just my prediction. I think he comes back after the All-Star break if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah. But
Bringing up a
remember,
real Bill comment. My son is a trainer, as most of you know. I asked him about Stanton, and he just laughed.
Well, I guess that answers that question, doesn't it, Bill?
hey, it's 3 levels of Giancarlo that we get. We get injured Giancarlo, we get cold Giancarlo, and nuclear Giancarlo. You know. So I mean, but I mean, when you want him to finish solidifying his Hall of Fame career, even if he is, you're gonna have the stints of 40 games that he's gonna miss to the IL a year.
Well, if you look at Stanton's numbers as a whole for us, he is the most productive postseason player that we've had in a while. Uh, so you certainly would like him tuned up and ready for the postseason. Uh, but it's going to come at cost. Like I said, you're going to have trade-offs with Ben Rice because Ben Rice doesn't truly have a position. We're going to end up sitting him. If we sit Goldie, then he can play, but you're losing a solid contact bat. Sakes. Keep it going.
Well, right now the best protection we got for Aaron Judge behind Judge is Goldie.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, I mean, Goldie's been the one who's been really coming through. And I know Jason Custodio mentioned Dominguez. Dominguez has been looking really good, man. Dominguez has been looking really good. He looks more, like I was saying earlier, he looks very comfortable in left field, and he's getting some good at bats. So I'm liking what he's doing. But yeah, once Stanton gets back, if he gets back, I mean, I don't think he's gonna have a little bit of a cold streak, but if he does come back this season and the Yankees are in the postseason and he's there, I mean, there's no doubt that he's gonna come through in the postseason. He always does. He always finds a way. I don't know how,
Right.
but that's Giancarlo Stanton for you.
Yeah, we have to make it to the postseason, so
Well,
we have to
that
take
has
it
to
one
happen
step
first,
at a time.
right? Mm-hmm.
And the biggest impact for us is going to be the rotation when we start getting our guys back and can filter out
Yeah.
Marcus Stroman. Carrasco looked good yesterday, but how many of those games does he have in him?
Yeah, I have my prediction once the rotation is set, and I could very well be off on this, but because we know Clark Schmidt's coming back tomorrow, and then Luis Hill, he is starting his throwing program either tomorrow or Thursday. So according to Aaron Boone, so I think once the rotation is better, once everybody's back in the rotation, I think you're gonna, in no particular order, you're gonna see Fried, Rodon, Schmidt, Hill, and that number 5 guy I think is going to be Will Warren. I think the Yankees want to. I think I'm going to go on a whim here and say Will Warren, but we'll see how it all plays out when in these next couple of months.
I don't think regardless of what happens that Warren goes down. I think that they would shift him to the bullpen as a long guy because we don't really have a long relief arm just to keep him stretched out as a spot starter also.
Yeah,
but they're also going to get some bullpen arms coming back here too soon as well. So you got to figure that bullpen right now is incomplete.
Well, if you look at it, Johnny Loizaga is a 1-inning pitcher, and he's the big gun coming out of there. You've got Jake Cousins, who's on the 60-day IL. He's basically a situational / 1-inning pitcher. Scott Efros, don't think we'll ever
The
see
lost
him.
cause. Yeah.
You mean Ellsbury Efros?
Yeah, I mean, the guy, every time he touches the ball, he's freaking hurt. So,
Hey, he's worse than He's worse than DJ LeMahieu at this point. I mean, jeez.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, that's another concern for me too, is DJ is going to come off the IL. He is going to be put back on the roster. Are they going to use him as a utility player like he should be used? Or is he the hands-on third baseman for us?
all I'm going to say is I've been saying the same thing I've been saying, is that he, at this point in his career, he's a depth piece, and he needs to be a guy that just comes off the bench and, not be in the lineup every day. He cannot be that guy. That's nothing against DJ. I like DJ, but your best days are behind you there, buddy.
yeah, he needs to ride the pine.
Yeah.
The team has some interesting moves ahead of it. I like the team that we have now. I see the team gelling in post Soto realm. I think that we would definitely be a lot further up had we not taken the hits to our starting rotation that we have. but we have navigated it. The team is holding fast a little over 500. I don't think you can ask for much more than that, especially with an aging Carlos Carrasco and an inconsistent Marcus Stroman, plus a true rookie prospect in Will Warren. So 3/5 of our starting staff is truly outdated / unproven. So
Right. And
Yeah.
you got Freed and Rodon. Give us length. But with Rodon, there's the question of, we know that he's going to be prone for the long balls, or there's going to make a couple mistakes during his starts. But the question is how much run support is he going to get on his starts?
Well, that's just like what I mentioned earlier. You know, Rodon, to me, I know a lot of folks don't like him, but Rodon is a great pitcher. I think he's a good, not maybe not great, but he is a good pitcher. The guy could give you length. He gets a lot of strikeouts. I mean, when he's on his game, he's on his game. But it's just classic. The guy pitches a good game, and he doesn't get any run support. You got to get your pitchers run support. You got to give them a comfortable lead. So when they go out there, they're not worried about, oh, well, we're up 2 runs. The other team can still make a comeback. Because, you know, other teams, opposing teams will always make you pay if you don't put up more runs. I mean, especially when you have those opportunities, you got to execute on those opportunities. So the problem is, you know, and we've seen it. Rodon pitches a good game. It's the offense doesn't produce, and it happens. I feel like it happens too often.
the thing with our staff, though, too, Rodon there was a figure that came out yesterday, the day before. In his last 36 starts, he's given up 36 freaking home runs. He gives up the bomb. That's just a fact of life. He is who he is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our staff is also giving up the league high in walks, and for people like Rodon who give up the bomb, those walks score a lot.
Right.
The walk batters that we have, I was researching this. 60% of the walks that we issue score.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to, you know, the rotation being incomplete right now. Because the guys that we expected are not in the rotation, and then the bullpen right now is also incomplete as well. So I think once some of these guys start coming back, I think we'll see some improvement from the pitching.
Comment from Real Bill. Team looks just fine. We're over 500, and we're starting to show improvement with the young guys, which is definitely a move that has needed to be made for years. And that's how Hal is going to get his payroll relief, is these guys showing in the major leagues and producing, where we're not forced to go out and try to sign these high value players at ridiculous contracts. Me personally, I don't see the Yankees as a great team for developing starting pitching. And historically, we have gone out and always signed free agent pitchers, and I think that's trend is going to continue. Matt Blake is solid with bringing in these Cashman dumpster dives and breathing life into them, but you don't really see it on the starting pitcher level.
No. I mean, you got maybe one or so, a few from every batch that we can develop and bring up and debut in our rotation, and they'd be fine. You know, Montgomery, you know, came through our system. You know, but I mean, I think Hill we might have got from a trade as a prospect, but we still kind of pretty much developed him. And then there's Schmidt.
So that's not a lot. But you look at our big gun guys, Cece, CC was a trade. We brought in AJ Burnett that same season via free agency. You look at Garrett Cole, ended up picking him up in free agency. Max Fried, free agency. The top flight pitchers that we have in our rotation, have had in our rotation, have all come via free agency, and not a damn one of them is cheap.
Well, look at back in the 90s during our dynasty years, right? We had David Cohn was a trade. Wells free agent. We got El Duque off the boat in from Cuba. Cohn we traded for Rocket. We got back David Wells after we traded him for the Rocket. And then later on we got Moose from free agency.
Yeah, but you're forgetting about Andy Pettit, who came out of our system.
And okay, Andy Pettit came out of our system, but the rest of our rotation was either free agent or
trades.
Deals or trades.
Yep.
Well, I'm okay. Listen, I wish so that is the one area I do agree with Ken. Yeah, they don't develop a lot of starting pitching. They do good with the bullpen guys. They have a lot of bullpen guys that come up through the system and they work out great. But as far as the bats go, I'm liking the bats with for the Yankees that are coming through in the system. They're showing a lot of potential. If it means the Yankees have to go out and sign free agent pitchers, then so be it. As long as they're good, as long as they're going to be good quality pitchers, and I certainly after the season, I'll worry about it then. But certainly after the season, there's definitely a couple of names that I'm looking at.
Agreed. Fellas, we have eclipsed the 1 hour mark on the stream, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down.
Right.
Folks have things to do and they're at work. So, and to comment off of Stephen B, I realized CC was a free agent. I screwed that one up. He got traded from the Indians at the time to the Brewers, and when he left in free agency from the Brewers after his wonderful season with them, we picked him up.
Yeah.
But for those of you who haven't, please hit the like button. Subscribe. Everyone here is subscribed. I appreciate the support. Share this content out with your friends. I want to thank Sean and NFE for coming up and contributing to the conversation. Most appreciated. And everyone here subscribed to the Strike Zone, so we don't have to really cover that one. But support his live streams. He does a great job with the play-by-plays. He's got a pregame coming up this afternoon, and he'll be calling Game 2 of the Royals. Hop into his stream, give up a like, show the support and love.
And real quick, if anybody is new watching this and you happen to come across The Ugly Truth, make sure you all subscribe. Let's support Ken and his channel, just like he supports the rest of the content creators, and just how you all support my channel as well. So I always like to pay it forward, since I get the support from many folks across the country and even internationally too, because I know there's a few subscribers that are outside of the U.S. that are subscribers as well. So let's just make sure I just want to pay it forward to guys like Ken. So
thank you. I appreciate that.
And if you know anybody that likes Yankees or likes sports, share this link to not only The Ugly Truth, but NFE's channel, The Strike Zone. And then hit the likes, subscribe, share it with others. Let's grow the community.
Yep. But
And everyone remember, we have a 7:05 game in the Bronx. We have our ace Max Fried matching up against Michael Waka, and great opportunity for us to take a series win and even us up at 3-3 this season. I'm going to end with, let's go Yankees.
let's go Yankees. See y'all later.